Hello, and welcome to the next edition of our Facebook Live. Today, we want to talk a little bit more about one of the most important conversations to small businesses in America, and particularly here in Tarrant County. But the rules apply nationwide. Two conversations within this conversation, and that'll be talking about Paycheck Protection Program as well as EIDL. Paycheck Protection Program is also known as PPP. EIDL is also known as Economic Injury Disaster Loans. So just a couple of highlights that I want to make about the PPP that you hopefully have heard by now, but if not, let me just kind of bring you up to speed a little bit. Number one, it is a loan. Number two, it's been in operation since roughly February 15th of 2020. The qualifier for that is that businesses should have been in place by that time. Additionally, you need to have 500 employees or less. Additionally, you can be a sole proprietor, you can be in a partnership arrangement, but it just really needs to denote a small business. You can even be a sole proprietor, including if you were operating in what's called the gig economy. You can even be a 501c3 or a nonprofit. In regards to the loan itself, there's also a loan forgiveness element tied to PPP. And in PPP2, it even makes the loan forgiveness portion of it easier to understand. But we'll talk about that as time goes by. One of the things that we want to talk about is make sure that if you are a small business and you have payroll costs, and payroll costs could be inclusive of everything from salaries to wages to commissions, other compensations. It could be payments for vacations or family or medical or sick leave. And also there's an allowance for dismissal of services. There's payments for provisions of group health care benefits and even retirement benefits, as well as state and local payroll taxes. What's not included and not eligible for the loan forgiveness includes things like payments to an independent contractor or cash compensation if your salary was above the $100,000 threshold as far as compensation, or the employer's share of federal payroll tax or qualified sick leaves. So I wanted to make sure that there was an understanding that that as far as PPP is concerned, PPP was designed to help provide some kind of relief to a small business's payroll, as well as to provide some level of stability to a small business's employee pool. So therefore, with that being the case, there really are only a certain number of allowable payroll-related expenses that they take into consideration. However, there was a proportion of those that could be spent on non-traditional or non-HR related items. And for an exhaustive list of that, please visit our website and we'll be happy to share with you what those are. Okay. There were some terms associated with the PPP. In terms of getting the loan, there was a deferment of when your payment was due. There's a very low interest rate tied to this loan. And as well as there's everything that possibly could be done to help make sure that you are able to survive the impact of being impacted by the coronavirus. But here's one that has reappeared here with PPP, with the stimulus package that was signed into law on December 27th. And that is economic injury disaster loans, as well as economic injury disaster loan grants. The EIDL, as it is known, which is this abbreviations or acronym, it's loans up to $2 million, and it is guaranteed by the Small Business Administration. EIDLs up to $200,000 through the end of the year, right? While EIDLs of $25,000 or less do not require any collateral. So if your loan or your need is less than $25,000, collateral will not be required. But greater than that, $25,001, you will have to provide some form of acceptable collateral that is acceptable to the Small Business Administration. In an advance is also a part of the EIDL. And the way the advance program works is that it makes provisions for giving $1,000 for your per employee up to a total of about $10,000. This is called an advance, but it's also viewed as a grant because if you meet the under the certain conditions, there's not a requirement to repay it. Let's talk about qualifying for the EIDL. Okay, number one, if you have 500 employees or fewer, you qualify. If your employees meet a specific SBA industry size standard, then you qualify. So what does that suggest? That suggests that there is a long list of industries that are not eligible for the EIDL. If you need additional specifics as to what those are, feel free to reach out to our organization, and our website will be up at the end of this presentation. But also, we want to make sure that it is organized for profit, and as well as it operates primarily in the United States or the contiguous, United States, and that it contributes significantly to the U.S. economy. It's independently owned and operated, and it's not a dominant business in its field nationally, meaning that it is not a monopoly. It is not overriding the rest of the economy, and that it is a private nonprofit organization or it is a for-profit organization, and that it is a 501c3 or regular business for profit or 501c19 veteran organization status. The process for applying is very, very simple. You need to go to www.sba.gov for the EIDL. Now, for the EIDL loan, you go to the portal and you fill out the information. You'll need to make sure that all of your documents are in order, that you have your revenue, your P&L, or whatever information, your balance sheet, whatever information you have available at the time that you're able and are ready to sit down to make application. The reason for this is that the one who is most highly organized is the one who can sit down and do this in a single session, because it is something that you apply for online, not necessarily through the lender. Unlike the PPP, you must go to one of the approved lenders of the PPP loan. The approved lenders, there are lists that can be found on the SBA.gov website. But there are also, you can call the Tarrant SBDC organization at 817-515-2603, and we can help guide you to where some approved lenders are. However, I would like for you to know that if you are, and this is the key thing for today, the reason for today's conversation, is that information came out this morning regarding PPP and the lenders. And for your information, if you are the borrower and you successfully in 2020 applied for and received a PPP loan from a particular institution, whether you paid that loan back or not, it is my understanding that that lender is listed on your application as the primary lender. You will need, should you have a need to go back for PPP2, you will need to contact your primary lender. The source where you got your first loan will be the source where you get your second loan. In the event that your loan was sold from one institution to another institution, the institution purchasing your loan will then be deemed the quote unquote primary lender. In short, if whoever you worked with banking wise, whether it was a bank, whether it was a financing agency, whether it was a credit loan, or credit institution, credit union, or whatever, that's who you need to go back to. Now, here's a couple of facts. I think I read today where one perhaps even one of the largest SBA PPP loan providers. Only as of today, being January the 19th, open up their portal to understanding, to allowing applications to come in. So this has not been the case for everybody. Everybody has not yet opened up their coffers, but you need to check with your lender to find out if they are currently accepting the applications. And please, by all means, reach out to the Tarrant SBDC, and we can help you make sure that your paperwork, that your documentation, that you do qualify. There are other qualifications that come into play as you're thinking about round 2 versus round 1. Things such as, has there been a 25% decrease in your revenue from round 2 to round 1, and there are specific periods of time that are being measured in order to understand that there is that 25% threshold of change that then qualifies you to go forward in your application. Let us help you in doing that. We're the Small Business Development Center, and we would welcome the opportunity to be of service to you. My name is Rodney Johnson. I get the privilege and pleasure of serving as the director for the Tarrant SBDC, located in Tarrant County, Texas, where we are hosted by Tarrant County College. So if you would, reach out to us at tarrantsbdc.org or call us at 817-515-2603. We have a call center that we have put in place that has a list of the most frequently asked questions. So if it's just general information or general specifics, call us. We're here to serve. We're here to help. We're on your side. Have a great day, and we'll look forward to speaking with you again soon. Thank you.